Is a four-year college degree still the best path for most people? For generations, we've been told it's the golden ticket. Go to a good school, get a good degree, and you'll land a good job. It was a simple, straightforward promise that our parents and grandparents believed in, and for a long time, it held true. They saw it as the only respectable way to climb the ladder and secure a comfortable, successful life. This advice was passed down with the best of intentions, repeated in every high school guidance counselor's office across the country. We were shown charts and graphs that proved, without a doubt, that college graduates earned more over their lifetimes. It was simple math, or so we thought. But today, on July 13th, 2025, that promise feels a lot less certain. We're starting to see the cracks in that old foundation. We've pushed this one-size-fits-all solution so hard that we've created a generation of young people who feel like failures if they don't walk across a graduation stage with a diploma in hand. We've elevated one form of education above all others, suggesting that any other path is somehow less valuable. This has led to a strange situation where we have a surplus of people with degrees in certain fields and a massive shortage of skilled workers who can actually build and maintain the world around us. The question is no longer just about getting an education, it's about getting the right education for the world we live in now. We've put the bachelor's degree on a pedestal, treating it not just as a path to knowledge, but as the only path to a decent living. We told millions of kids that the key to success was to work smart, not hard, as if the two were mutually exclusive. This created a stigma against jobs that involved getting your hands dirty. We started to believe that real work happened in a cubicle, not on a construction site or under the hood of a car. As a result, we've drifted away from the very skills that keep our society functioning. We have plenty of marketing managers, but not enough mechanics. We have an abundance of analysts, but a shortage of electricians. The world has changed and the job market has changed with it. The old map doesn't lead to the same destinations anymore. We need to stop and ask ourselves if the advice we've been giving for the last 50 years still makes sense. Is it wise to encourage everyone to follow the same crowded path, especially when that path is becoming more expensive and less reliable? It's time to have an honest conversation about what it truly means to be prepared for the future of work. It's not about devaluing college, but about reevaluating our definition of a good education and a good job. We need to look at all the options on the table, not just the one we've been told is best. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: student debt. We've saddled millions of young people with mortgage-sized loans before they've even earned their first real paycheck. The total student debt in this country is staggering, a heavy weight on the shoulders of an entire generation. These kids did exactly what we told them to do. They studied hard, got into college, and took out loans with the expectation that a high-paying job was waiting for them on the other side. But for too many, that promised job never materializes, or it pays far less than they were led to believe. They are left with a diploma that feels more like a receipt for a very expensive, non-refundable purchase. The problem is compounded by a simple reality. A degree is no longer a guarantee of employment. We have bartenders with philosophy degrees and baristas with art history degrees, all vastly overqualified and underemployed. They are struggling to make ends meet while their loan payments loom large every month. Meanwhile, we're seeing technology and artificial intelligence begin to eliminate the very white-collar jobs we told everyone to train for. Look at what's happening with companies like Amazon. They've announced the closure of certain checkout-free grocery stores, a sign that even their most advanced technological experiments don't always work out. But their overall push for automation in warehouses and logistics continues to replace human workers. AI is getting smarter every day. It can now write reports, analyze data, and even create code. These were once considered safe, high-skilled jobs that required a college education. Now, a single algorithm can do the work of an entire team of analysts, and it can do it faster and more accurately. The jobs that were supposed to be the reward for investing in 4 years of college are becoming vulnerable. We are preparing students for a job market that might not exist by the time they graduate. We are teaching them skills that could soon be outsourced to a machine. The result is a perfect storm. We have record-high college costs, record-high student debt, and a job market that is being fundamentally reshaped by technology. Young people are caught in the middle, facing a future that looks very different from the one we promised them. They are being forced to question whether the investment of time and money in a traditional degree will pay off. It's a tough spot to be in, and it forces us to reconsider what kind of training actually provides long-term security in this new economy. The world of work is changing faster than our education system can keep up. So if office jobs are becoming less secure, what's the alternative? Let's talk about the skilled trades. I'm talking about plumbers, electricians, welders, mechanics, and carpenters. These are the people who keep the lights on, the water running, and the country moving. For years, we've looked down on these jobs, treating them as a backup plan for kids who weren't college material. We couldn't have been more wrong. Right now, these professions are in desperate need of skilled people. The demand is massive, and the supply of qualified workers is dangerously low. While your friend with a communications degree is competing with 1,000 other applicants for one entry-level job, a good welder can have their pick of opportunities. Think about it this way. You can't outsource a plumber to another country. You can't ask an AI to fix the wiring in your house. These jobs require a real person to show up with a specific set of skills and solve a physical problem. They are essential. When your air conditioning breaks in the middle of a heat wave, you don't care where your technician went to school. You just care that they can fix it. This fundamental need provides a level of job security that is becoming increasingly rare in the modern economy. While technology might change the tools they use, it won't eliminate the need for the tradesperson themselves. The financial side of the equation is also compelling. Many trade programs take a fraction of the time and money to complete compared to a 4-year degree. You can become a licensed electrician or a certified HVAC technician in 2 years or less, often through an apprenticeship where you get paid to learn on the job. That means you start earning a good living while your peers in college are still accumulating debt. By the time they graduate and start their job search, you could already have several years of experience and a significant amount of money saved. You're not starting your career in a financial hole, you're starting it with a head start. The simple truth is that our society is falling apart, quite literally, because we don't have enough people to maintain it. We have aging infrastructure, from our bridges to our power grids, and a retiring generation of skilled tradespeople with no one to take their place. This skills gap represents a huge opportunity. For a young person today, learning a trade isn't a step down. It's a smart, strategic move. It's a path to a stable, well-paying career where you are providing a service that people will always need. It's a chance to build a secure future with your own 2 hands. So what happens if the pendulum swings too far in the other direction? What if everyone suddenly decides to become a plumber or an electrician? It's a fair question. Basic economics tells us that if the supply of workers in a particular field skyrockets, wages will eventually come down. If we suddenly had millions of new tradespeople flooding the market, the high pay they currently command would likely decrease over time as employers have more options. The scarcity that makes these skills so valuable today would disappear, and the financial advantage could shrink. We could find ourselves with a different kind of imbalance, with a shortage of doctors and engineers instead of welders and mechanics. The goal shouldn't be to convince every single person to abandon college and pick up a trade. That would be just as foolish as the college for all mantra we're trying to move away from. A complex society needs all kinds of people with all kinds of skills. We still need innovators, researchers, doctors, teachers, and artists. We need people who can think critically and solve abstract problems. A university education, when pursued for the right reasons and in the right field, is still incredibly valuable. The key is to stop treating it as the only option and to restore respect for the skilled trades as an equally valid and honorable path to success. The real solution is balance. We need to present young people with a full menu of options and give them the honest information they need to make the best choice for themselves. This means celebrating the skilled trades just as much as we celebrate academic achievement. It means creating clearer pathways into apprenticeships and vocational training. It means high school counselors should be just as prepared to talk about a career in welding as they are about a career in law. We need to show that success comes in many forms, and that a good life can be built with a toolbox just as easily as it can with a laptop. Ultimately, the best path forward is a personal one. The choice between college and the trades depends on the individual, their talents, their interests, and their goals. The most important thing is that we, as a society, stop pushing a one-size-fits-all narrative. The future of work will require a diverse workforce with a wide range of skills, both cognitive and manual. By embracing all forms of education and work, we can build a stronger, more resilient economy and give every young person a fair shot at finding their own version of a dirty but very rewarding job.